and welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by Julie and Colin. Hey guys.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing, everybody?
We're really excited to have you here today. You may see Colin running off to chase a baby at some point. It's a live morning here in April. We are excited to be with you guys here today. We're going to be talking about Facebook and how it pertains to your Young Living brand partner business. This, I'm going to tell you at the outset, I'm not about to sit here and tell you to never use it again, because I do still believe in 2025 that Facebook has great value for you as a brand partner. You just aren't using it the way that you need to be. And we're going to go into exactly what that looks like here today in this video. So if you are a Young Living brand partner, you are interested in growing your business and you're tired of feeling frustrated, like you're shouting into the void, whether that's trying to communicate the latest, greatest thing to your customers, or just to get people to pay attention to what you have to say so that they might become your next customers, you're in the right place. So go ahead and head into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. We are excited to be here every Thursday at noon US Eastern Time. This is a place for you, and it's totally free. So if you are someone who's looking to work smarter to grow your business, you can join us every single week for no charge whatsoever. And of course, if you are a GetOiling user, you're going to doubly benefit because we will often share resources and tips on how you can implement the strategies that we talk about on these calls using your GetOiling system. So without further ado, again, head over into that chat. Don't be shy. We love you guys and are always so excited to see you here. I see folks coming in from all over the world, which is fantastic. Keep it coming. We're going to pop out a video and get into the content that we have prepared for you here today. And I've got a checklist as well, just a lot to get into. So let's just start here at the top with a hot take. This one is spicy. Facebook doesn't work for your business anymore. But there's a caveat here. I'm going to talk to you today about what we can do with Facebook and off of Facebook instead to get the results that you're looking for, to maximize the time that you're spending, and of course, to get the results that we want at the end of the day, which is to get oils into every home and to build a beautiful business that works on our terms, powered by Young Living. So what we'll talk about today are why Facebook isn't helping your business grow anymore, what real engagement truly looks like, because I think we've been conditioned to believe that engagement looks one way, and it's not what we think. And we're going to talk about how to create real engagement. We're going to talk about why we don't need to go and run to another platform. Right? The problem with using Facebook isn't necessarily just Facebook itself, it's how we use it. So if you're thinking, well, maybe I'll run off to WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever, it's really important that you are approaching whatever it is that you're using with the right philosophy that's going to get you results. So we're going to talk about that. And we'll talk about how you can build a system that saves you time and gets you results. A lot of that stuff is already done for you. We'll get into that as well. And then finally, a smarter way for you to educate, nurture, and connect, which is ultimately probably why you went to Facebook in the first place, so that you could provide a place where you could educate your people, connect with them, and of course, nurture your leads toward getting started. And then, as always, live help and Q&A. This is a live work session that we offer every week. So if you came here looking for help, even if it has nothing to do with today's teaching topic, go ahead and put those questions into the Q&A. And if you have questions about what we're talking about here today, pop those into the Q&A as well. We've got experts on the platform right here, ready to take those questions. And of course, we will reserve space to get into any sort of walkthroughs or discussion after we get through today's training. If you would like to join us on a future live call like this one, and you're catching this as a replay, head over to getoiling.com/weekly work session. To get on the list, you'll be the first to know about what we're talking about next, the first to receive the resources that we release, and get a digest of what we are talking about every week to help you grow your Young Living business. If you would like to have help on a call like this one, this is a great opportunity as well. It's totally free if you're working on a project, trying to get something started. Maybe like Tammy here in the chat is working on setting up vaults. If you would like hands-on help, whether that be strategic, technical, design, we can get that done on a future Thursday call, just like this one. We do reserve the second half of these calls for working together. So go to getoiling.com/website review, reserve your spot on an upcoming live session, and you'll have that dedicated space to work together. And if you would like to just hand your project off to an expert who can get it done for you, whether that be a designer, copywriter, or a little bit of everything, we've got you covered. GetOiling.com/concierge is where you want to go to hand off your projects to our qualified team. All right, let's get into this. Why doesn't Facebook work for a Young Living business the way that it used to? Now, some of these are going to be a little bit obvious, especially if you have been consistently on Facebook. Maybe you've been working your Young Living business for a lot of years, maybe a decade or more. If you've been around with Young Living, you know that about 15 years ago, Facebook was peak for being able to get people to your classes, to generate leads, to get people curious, and to communicate with your customers in Facebook groups. And again, about 15 years ago, it was spectacular. Facebook was an incredible place to go and grow and take care of your people. And look, it's just not true anymore. And it's become more and more true every single year that's passed since then, right? So listen, first and foremost, the reason why Facebook isn't working for you right now is because the majority of your audience doesn't see what you post. The algorithms are opaque, meaning they are designed in a proprietary way such that we cannot understand exactly how they work so that we can manipulate them to our benefit, right? And it's really important to remember as well, and I don't think that this really needs to be outlined here in writing, but I think it's important for you to understand social media networks are not conducive to network marketing businesses in a pure sense, meaning like you have a network marketing business and you want to create a business page or presence for it like you would a bakery. It just doesn't work the same way. It doesn't recognize what we do as being something that deserves that space. You have to be clear on what it is that you're doing and how you're using this tool if you want to see success. And it's just really important that you understand that the approach that you take with what you put out there needs to be one that's tailored for how we work as brand partners, right? Which is fundamentally different from how you might approach any other type of business. Another, and this is a new thing as of a couple of months ago, lives that you do on Facebook now expire after 30 days, unless you save them as, or you convert them over, you let the system convert them over to Reels. Right? So lives go away. This was another really cool feature, especially for groups, right? Now, Facebook has been, over time, sunsetting its different features for groups that have really benefited us and the types of businesses that we operate, right? And one of the ways that we've been able to just kind of on the fly support our business is to go live in our Facebook group that has our customers and our team and share an announcement. And maybe that's, maybe you're going live and it's a teaching topic. Well, that live could be saved in perpetuity and used and shared within the group where people can view it on an ongoing basis forever, right? Well, that's not true anymore. Lives don't become content the way that they used to. And this means that when you go live, you're not going to get the benefit that we used to, right? And that used to be really honestly a primary reason why we would stick with using Facebook groups is because you could go live in there. Well, now those lives are essentially useless once they are 30 days old, right? They're not something that can stay in the group anymore. Another really important thing to remember when we're talking about our outcomes that we're looking for as brand partners, why would we want to gather everyone in one place to receive information in the first place? Well, we want to gather our customers, for instance, in a single place so that we can disseminate information, right? We want them to be able to get what we're putting there. Well, to start, as we've already explained here, your audience isn't seeing what you post, even if you put it in your group, right? And the lives that you create are going away after 30 days. So those don't have lasting value. But then on top of that, the platform itself is noisy, right? It's not a focused environment. If you want someone to sit down and really learn about how an essential oil might benefit their endocrine system, or have them sit long enough to learn what their endocrine system is and why it's important in the first place, the place that you want that happening, unfortunately, it's just not on a social media network, right? Where they're getting pinged constantly and the distractions are fully there. Those platforms are designed to keep you distracted and scrolling, right? They're literally engineered to do that very thing, to get you addicted to scrolling. And so it's not the place you're going to truly capture meaningful attention, right? And then the final point here, which has been the case, I think on an increasing basis over the last 5 or so years, is that a lot of folks just aren't using it, right? A lot of folks aren't using Facebook. So the primary thing, if you take nothing else away from, from what we're talking about right here in this slide, understand that the place to take care of your customers is not Facebook. Now, Facebook is very useful for some other things that we're going to get into, but the most important thing you need to know right now, right here, Facebook is not where you want to take care of your people once they become your customers, okay? So it's really important that we don't try to replace a broken system, right? So if going live was your model and nobody was reaching what you were putting out there, then you probably shouldn't try to go do the same thing you were doing somewhere else where it wasn't working before, right? So we need to really take this recognition of our system being broken as an opportunity to create something new and better, right? So we don't need a new platform. We don't need to go to Signal. We don't need to go to WhatsApp. We don't need to go to a different place. What we need is ownership of the space that we are communicating in, right? And that's what you get with GetOiling. If you have your GetOiling system set up, you can email or text out and guarantee that you are going to have a considerably higher rate of likelihood of reaching the people that need to see what you have to say, right? If you have a vault, nobody's policing the content that you put in there. And of course, you can keep everything in there organized to your liking in perpetuity in a place that is not distracting, right? Now, the vaults that you create to serve your people, these aren't replacements for your Facebook groups, right? The videos that you put in there, they're not replacements for your Facebook group. They create something better for you, right? So if you go about creating a system with GetOiling, like creating a member vault and keeping your videos in there, having a discussion room in there, remember that this isn't a one-for-one thing, right? It's going to look and feel different. And if we approach it the right way, you're going to create something better, right? This is a real system. We're not chasing likes or views, because those really aren't what true engagement looks like, right? It's not about how many people saw it. It's really about how many people are taking action, right? We want to think about what we want what results we want from the actions that we take, right? And so we design the system with that in mind. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're trying to cultivate is a long-term connection. Because I'm pretty sure you don't put yourself out there and do all of the work that you do to try to grow your Young Living business to only have someone be and stay a customer for a month or two, right? We want people who say yes to trying Young Living, to fall in love with product and order for the rest of their lives, right? That would be our goal for every single person who says yes to Young Living. We want to stick around with them long term. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for long-term connection over short-term engagement. And at the end of the day, the best thing that Facebook can provide you is a whole lot of short-term engagement, right? What we want to be able to do is get folks into new habits and dug into new resources that allow them to truly connect and to get the results that they're looking for, which through your perspective is getting them connected with more product. So let's talk about what real engagement looks like. It's not views, it's not emojis, it's not how many people liked this or commented on this. It's action. It's, are they trying product? Are they using product? Are they placing orders? Is their order growing? Are they ordering consistently, right? It's not about the vanity metrics. This is a thing with social media platforms that can get us really thinking in a direction that's not helpful for us. I think that if you were to go and look at any Young Living leader who has a significantly large online presence, you'll see, if you actually got into their metrics, The vast majority, especially if there's somebody who is posting product, Young Living product all the time, the vast majority of the engagement that they're getting is from fellow brand partners, right? We've seen this before. Let me know in the chat if you know that this is true. If you see a Young Living leader who posts Young Living products on their social media all the time, Instagram, Facebook, doesn't matter. If you were to go through and look at who is liking, commenting, etc., the majority of those people are not their future customers, right? It's us, it's the fellow community. And while that's great, social proof is great, it's not results, right? Because the result that we're looking for is more leads. It's customers trying and buying more product, right? So what we really want to look for in terms of engagement is the kind of stuff that shows up on our check, right? That shows up in our OGV, right? We're looking at a volume change, and that's what engagement looks like. You want more people engaging by getting started as a customer, more people engaging by trying more products and growing the size of their monthly order, right? So we want to think about this from the perspective of how our customers are engaging with their content, right? Are they watching your content? Are they opening your messages? Are they attending your events, right? These are good things to look at, but remember that our end goal is not how popular can I look, right? Or how popular does a post appear to others? It's what is happening beneath the surface. What is the ultimate result that's going on the back end? We want to also be looking at whether leads are showing curiosity and joining your list, right? We need people signing up for our newsletters, right? We're offering those, signing up for our lead magnets if you have one. At the end of the day, your goal really needs to be building your business on land that you own, right? And GetOiling provides you with that opportunity. Facebook does not. Every social media platform, literally none of them, do allow you to own your list so that you can connect with each person on that list whenever you want to, right? You could have 1 million followers, and there is no guarantee that even a tenth of those people are going to see an important post that you make, right? You will never own the ability to reach everyone that you have earned the following of on a social platform. So your goal needs to be building a list of people, quality over quantity, who like to hear from you, who trust you, and who are willing to take your recommendations, right? So we need to be converting people onto the things that we offer from our website. And of course, for those who become customers, we want to make sure that they are engaging with some amount of what we're sending out, right? Are they at the very least opening the messages that we send? Are they maybe watching the videos that we share? Are they attending the events that you might be hosting, etc., right? And just remember that real engagement, again, is not about something that looks like popularity. It's trust and follow through with people who trust you, right? So it's the people who are getting to know you, who are following what you have to say, who say, yeah, I'd love to talk with you about this problem that I'd like to solve. And then they follow through, they try your recommendations, they find their hero product, and they stick with Young Living for the long haul, right? So let's talk about how we can use Facebook the right way now, because I do, again, can't stress this enough. I know a lot of us don't really enjoy using social media. It can be a very sort of negative feeling space, but I want to encourage you to choose to be the person who is creating light in that space, who is creating positivity, be a beacon, live your product in that space. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be a flag for Young Living in that space, but you need to be a product of your product, right? A happy, emotionally balanced or work in progress person who is out to do real good in the world, right? So I want you to use Facebook. I do, but here's what I want you to do. Post your content on your personal profile. We really do need to consider just letting groups go, unless they're networking groups that you're in, to maybe try to connect with people with like interests, right? Groups are great for prospecting. And Facebook generally is fantastic for prospecting, right? So for getting out there and finding people to connect with, right? Be consistent and authentic and value driven. What this means when you're posting on your social profile is that you are posting not to promote, not even to educate, because these aren't people who used oily product yet, right? These are your leads. You want to talk about things that are important to them and give them space to talk with you. One of my favorite things to post on social media are questions, right? Ask people questions so that they talk about themselves in the comments, and have the questions be something that are light enough for someone to be willing to talk about in public, but targeted enough for you to be able to learn a little bit more about their goals and who they are so that you can have a more effective conversation with them if you think that they might be a good fit for trying Young Living, right? Want to highly encourage as well that you get your GetOiling website set up, even if you're using one of our awesome built-in themes that are available with all of our plan levels. Add that link to your bio and do this for all of your social media platforms. Every bio that you have, make sure that you have a link to your website. This allows people who are curious an opportunity to go explore without having to speak to you first, because some folks really aren't comfortable speaking to you at the outset, and having a place where they can go and peruse can really allow them to start to build some trust with you before they decide to have a conversation, right? You should still go live, just not to educate on product in groups. You go live on your personal profile to connect with leads. You go live to talk about an idea or a concept that is interesting to the people that you want to initiate conversations with, right? We don't go live to pitch and promote. Don't go live on your public profile about Young Living's gift with purchase this month, because nobody who is not already a Young Living customer cares about what that is, right? What people care about is what's important to them. So take that perspective into account. What are the conversations that you think would be helpful to start with the people that you really want to be connecting with, and go live in that way? And then use your content, the posts that you make, to promote your website, your lead magnets, your events that you're hosting on the GetOiling platform, right? Use your social media as a breadcrumb trail toward the place you really want people to show up, which is your website, where they can opt in and get onto your list or book time with you, or even into the DMs, right? Or onto events that you're promoting. A primary goal that you should have is to move your conversations off of the platform as soon as it is possible, right? So use comments, right? So you're commenting on other people's posts, they're commenting on yours, you're responding to them. Use those comments to spark engagement with others, and then see what you can do to move where things are progressing in an aligned way and it feels natural. Move your conversation over to the DMs to go a level deeper there, to see if there's trust there, right? To explore that conversation further, to see if there's an opportunity for you to serve, right? And then ask permission to take it to text, Zoom, or phone. My favorite way to approach this, if I'm in the DMs with somebody that I'm getting to know, I say, I like to be friends with my friends, right? So on Facebook, they call, you've got your friends, right? And maybe this is somebody who's connected as your friend on Facebook, but you don't know them in real life. And so you say, I like to be friends with my friends. Let's talk on the phone, or let's hop on Zoom. And I would just give my phone number and say, call me, or I would take theirs, or what have you, right? So transition from the DMs off the platform and get it into a one-on-one interactive environment. Because again, this is the fast track to building trust with someone who could be your next best customer. Now, as you have these conversations, make sure that you are updating your contacts in the contact manager and GetOiling. Create a contact for this lead. If you don't have one yet, add notes, give yourself a to-do to follow up, right? Track that conversation so you're always on top of things. And listen, what we want to do is ultimately have a follow-up system, right? What Facebook is best for is finding new people for you to speak with. And then you just need to make sure that as you're speaking with them, getting to know them, you're updating all of that information and GetOiling so you're never dropping the ball with these leads. And then I want you to educate the smart way. And what that looks like is to offer events. Now, I'll show you a training that I've gone into to give you basically everything that you need to plan out all of your training, your content, your Zoom events, everything for up to a quarter at a time. I'll show you where to find that in a bit. But you should regularly be offering Zoom events. Now, you can use the free Zoom and GetOiling and the built-in events manager. You could even offer free consults using the booking service that is offered inside of GetOiling as well. Always have a way for people to be able to connect with you more deeply, right? And then use your events RSVP to capture their information if you're offering events. And then once you are maybe on your live event, make sure that you are recording it, right? So let's just say, for instance, you are someone who works with moms of maybe young kids who are struggling to find space for themselves to take care of themselves, right? We want to show mom how to keep her cup full because it always feels empty. So you are going to offer a quick 20-minute class on self-care for mom because she needs it to be quick. She's going to sign up for it on your GetOiling events page. And when you go live with Zoom for that event, you're going to record it, right? Record that to the cloud, and then that will allow you to easily click to save that video over to your GetOiling video manager, where you can use that video over and over again. You can take that amount of content that you created where you're talking about 5 ways for mom to find time for herself every day. You could put that into a blog post. You could use that for YouTube content, or you could even upload it to a vault for people to reference for the long term, right? So again, what I want you to start thinking about now that Facebook has gotten rid of its ability to store live videos as content for the long haul, I want you to think about every time you decide you want to create a video, use Zoom in GetOiling to do it and record to cloud, because what you create there is going to be able to be added to your GetOiling videos, where you can use them however you want to for as long as you want to, and you don't have to worry about them getting deleted, right? So now you've got a multi-purpose opportunity. And then, of course, as you follow up with folks who have come to your events or who have maybe gotten onto a one-on-one call with you, be sure to always keep that person's contact updated in the GetOiling Contact Manager. Now let's address the elephant in the room here. We got to take care of our customers, and Facebook has been the way that we've done this for the longest time. Let's talk about how we make adjustments to this strategy so that it works better. So what I want you to do, if you ever feel like, again, you want to make a video, you want to go live like you used to in Facebook groups, I want you to use the GetOiling Zoom to create your quick educational videos. So maybe Young Living has released a new product. So think about this actually here in a few months. It'll be convention time. There's always some kind of a product launch, and you want to be able to get information out to your people. Instead of going to Facebook and using that go live feature, right, to talk into the void to people who are not going to hear from you, what I want you to do is to open up your GetOiling, go to Zoom, start a meeting by yourself, right, and record to the cloud and talk just like you would if you were going to go on a live, right? So we're going to create a quick educational video. This is where I'm going to talk about Ningxia, or I'm going to do an unboxing or whatever, right? You could teach those product tips, your routines, business guidance for your brand partners if you're a team leader, right? Record this to the cloud, and then you can move those videos over to your GetOiling Video Manager from your Zoom video recordings, right? Once you've got that video in your GetOiling Video Manager, you can add this video to a class in your member area, right? You could embed it on a page. You could even link to it directly and send that link to people on your team who need to see it, right? So we can send that out so that we can take care of our people, and we're making sure that they're actually going to be able to see it, and you can use it for the long haul if you choose. Now, if you have something that's time sensitive, right? So maybe there is a sale, or there is a major change to the comp plan, or we want to talk about this month's gift with purchase and the different ways that you recommend using it, right? These are time sensitive things. So think not the stuff that, you're always going to want to be able to reference videos about Ningxia, right? That's where you go live by yourself. using Zoom. You're not really going live, you're just recording yourself using Zoom, saving that into your GetOiling videos. And now you've got content that you can share for the next however long, right? Ningxia doesn't change. So that's going to be relevant to you for a very long time. But if you've got something that's time sensitive, let's talk about how we can get announcements out effectively. Use events in GetOiling, right? You can use this to talk about promotions, sales, announcements, again, how to use this month's gift with purchase. And you can send invitations out for that event via email or text. Your people can RSVP for it. And of course, you go live on Zoom and you can record that session and upload it to your GetOiling Video Manager, where you can share those replays directly out to your customers or team, or store them in the vault for future use for as long as that recording is relevant. All right, so I do want to show you really quickly, because I went over a lot here today. I do want to show you the checklist that we have created for you. It does walk through quite a few things for you to take into account, specifically how you go about using Facebook, right? So starting with how you build your brand, your presence, and your following, your networking and prospecting, reaching and teaching leads, reaching and teaching customers and team, and of course, what you do when you have something that is time sensitive, that is interactive. So again, say things like announcing sales and gifts with purchase, promotions, etc. So in each of these, we talk about the goal that's related to it, and we link off to specific trainings or articles or features in GetOiling that are relevant to that particular topic. Now, I mentioned just a little bit ago a training that I promised that I would connect you to. And right here, if we click blog content, there is a playlist here on our YouTube channel that's called Content Planning Systems. And I get into, in this training, really what it looks like for you to plan out all of the content that your business needs for an entire month. And you can get it all done in an hour. I highly recommend going through these first 3 steps here and following this system, maybe giving yourself a few hours and getting an entire quarter or 3 months worth of content done in that period. So this, again, you're going to find this link. I'll show you 2 places where you can go to find it. Number one, right here, actually in this checklist. And I'll just go ahead and copy this link here and pop it into our chat here, since you guys are live here on Zoom. And you can reference this at your convenience. But the other way that you can find this, because it is a playlist on our YouTube channel, if you go to the Success Academy and GetOiling, all of our weekly work session replays are right here under live training and replays. And if you go to view by topic, it'll actually take you straight to all of our playlists. And that content planning systems is going to be the very first one. All right. So this is where I talk about the bigger picture of what it looks like and all of the content that you want to make sure that you are creating for your business on an ongoing basis. So talking about that really briefly here first, what you need to make sure that you're doing is every single month, I recommend having at least one live event, right? This is a Zoom call. It can be in person if you're active in your local area, but you want to have one event. And that event is going to be an opportunity for leads to interact with you. So this event is not talking all about a product line, right? We're not saying come learn about Ningxia, because customers need to learn about Ningxia. Leads need to learn about antioxidants and why they need more of them. Do you see the difference, right? So you create an event that you offer once a month. And that once a month event is an opportunity for leads to get value from you, for them to be able to build trust with you. Now, once a week, you're going to be releasing a piece of content. And I recommend using the GetOiling blog for this. Again, this is a great place for you to start conversations that matter. And based on where you are in your journey, there's so many things that you can talk about. Think about your own journey right now and where you are. Do you have a lot longer to go? Can you share that journey and show people what you're doing to take care of yourself and achieve the steps toward that goal in that process, right? So you're going to release a blog post a week, and then you're going to send an email out to everyone who has subscribed when you release that post. And of course, you're going to be promoting the events that you offer, right? So everything that I've talked about here today, you can get done in one place, all inside of GetOiling. Now, there are a couple of features that I want to come into GetOiling really quickly and bring your attention to. If you are using these, then you are well on your way. But here's some places that I would encourage you to give a little bit of focus and understand how to use, because these are the things that are going to help you to move those patterns of use off of Facebook and into a place that makes more sense for your business because it's yours and you own it long term. Now, the first thing, and this is going to be for everyone who uses GetOiling, right? So if you're someone who has a smaller team or you're just getting started, you don't necessarily need to go build a private member area for your people, right? Sometimes it really just makes sense to work with your upline until your team needs you to have a separate space for them, right? So if your upline already has an active, well-supported group, then lean on that and don't worry too much about the customer education piece. Do consider, as you are developing your own uses, your own testimonial and story, creating those small pieces of video for yourself so that you do have that content long term. So the first place that I would encourage you to go is over here under Zoom and events. Go to Zoom meetings. And since we're on Zoom right now, oh, I don't know that you can see the screen that I'm sharing here. Sorry about that. I want you to go to Zoom meetings here. Go ahead and just click Meet Now. And what you want to do is when you're in that Zoom meeting, you're going to record to the cloud. Okay. And you leave the Zoom meeting when you're done, after you're done saying what you want to say, demonstrating what you want to demonstrate, screen share if you've got slides, whatever it is that you want to do. Once you're done, close it out. And then once you have closed that out and it's processed, you click My Recordings right here. And there's nothing here right now in this account, but you'll see there's actually a link that will show up that says copy to my video library, right? And once you've done that, then you're going to be able to go right over here under content library to videos. And that video that you created is going to be in here, right? Now, once you have this, you can click share with link and grab a link, and you can send that out via email or text. Or if you want to put it onto a page on your website or a page or class in your member area, you can do that as well. So start thinking about your content from the perspective of capturing for future use. So if you know that you're going to go live on your personal Facebook and you want to be able to preserve that recording for the long haul, another option that you have is to use your Zoom and then to broadcast to your Facebook page. Again, making sure that you record to the cloud so that you're capturing that recording to be able to use in the future for different purposes, right? So that's the first thing I want you to make sure that you are up to speed on, that is using Zoom in GetOiling to be able to record your content and then storing that as videos in GetOiling. Now, the events feature is available at all plan levels with GetOiling as well. Make sure that you are planning your events out well enough in advance for you to be able to promote them. It is totally okay if one or none show up because you're going to be recording yourself so that you can use those videos in the future, right? If you're using a Zoom event, again, always make sure that the topics that you're covering are things that are relevant to the person that you're speaking to. So you'll see here, for just as a few examples, we aren't saying all about thieves. We're saying spring into wellness, 5 simple swaps for a clean, healthy home, right? We aren't talking about Ningxia. Well, we are going to talk about Ningxia, but we're not saying Ningxia or using pictures of Ningxia here. We're saying nourish your neurons for brain boosting strategies for busy moms, right? Here, we are not talking about the oils. We're not saying essential oils. We're not saying Young Living or Young Living products. We're saying Recharge and Renew, a DIY workshop for busy moms. Really be thinking about the perspective that you are sort of delivering this value from. And remember that it's for people who don't yet know about Young Living. And they got to trust you well enough to really even listen when you bring Young Living up in the first place, right? So be sure to create those events and make sure that you're sharing them. And when you go live on Zoom, which you'll be able to do from these events, for the people who sign up, of course, you're gonna be sending them a link to the Zoom. You want to make sure that you are recording yourself so that you could always use that video, even if nobody shows up, right? So it's a great way to practice getting into presentation as well. So we do have extensive trainings and articles on these features, such as this events feature. So definitely make sure that you check that one out. One more I recommend that you check out if you haven't done so already, and again, this is available at all plan levels, is over here under bookings. We have several newer trainings on this. This is a newer feature in GetOiling, where you have the ability to create booking types. This is just like if you were to use Calendly or Acuity, people can book time on your calendar. So if you want to position yourself as someone who offers wellness consults to people who are looking to make specific change, that's a great way for you to be able to deliver value to people in an environment where they are fundamentally open to your recommendations, right? And there is a training on that one that I would very specifically like to point you to. If you go to Success Academy here, I'm gonna go to live training and replays. I'm gonna type in wellness consult. You not only are going to learn how let me see if I put wellness. Where's my consult here? I'm going to find this for you. I'm going to make sure you guys know where it is. Here we go. Using wellness consults to grow young living. This is the one I'm talking about here. Type in consult and you'll find it. But you not only learn how the process works, but you will also, actually, here's the one that you want, the 5 months ago, the most recent one, using wellness consults to grow young living, right? You're also going to get a fully set up system. So this is actually a full resource model. You plug it into your system, you adapt it to your needs, and it's ready to go, which is just really, really cool. What else? In terms of, yeah, here we go. Final thing for everyone, regardless of what plan level you may be on, be sure to use your contact manager. So if you go to my contacts, maybe you've met somebody new on Facebook, I'm going to go to add right here. And I'm going to create my contact with their first and last name. If you have their email address, great. If you don't, great, that's fine. Maybe you'll get it later. You can tag them here as maybe they're a Facebook lead. There you go. Again, you might not have all the information that you need for them, but that's okay. I'm going to put in her name. Her name is Holly Smith. And I don't have her email or her phone. She's a Facebook lead. And I'm going to come down here to background info and say that I met in a local yard sale group. Also has dachshunds, right? So maybe that's a thing we have in common. So I'm going to create that contact. And Holly is now in my system. Here you go. She's right here. Maybe we got to chatting and I got her phone number. And so I'm going to go ahead and pop it in here now that I have it. So here we go. I have her phone number. I'm saving that. And I can go in here and add my notes. So add a past action. And we were maybe on Facebook Messenger and we are chatting about natural Lyme remedies for dogs, and asked if she's around next Saturday so I can invite to my class following that week. There we go. So we'll say that I just did that maybe last night at 9 p.m. And I want to remind myself to reach out to Holly because I just asked her if she's around next Saturday. I want to make sure she has this invite. So I'm going to add a past action here, and I've got a new to-do for myself that popped up. And so I can say follow up re-event invite, right? And I'm going to add that to do. And now I'm going to be reminded to do that. Right? Okay. Let's get into some of the questions that are coming in here. I want you to feel free, you guys, to ask as many as you have. And if there's something that you want to talk through together live, I encourage you to let me know, pop your hand up, or pop into the Q&A and we can chat here as well. I'm seeing a bunch of folks who love moving from Calendly over to GetOiling. That's great. Okay, Amy says, is there something special you have to do when sharing about an event? The link will be in the email to add to the event, to their calendar, like the email I got about this session. So there is a way to do this when you create an event, but the one that you got, so if you're going to be offering something that's recurring, I actually use a free web-based service to create that. So the one that you received is actually one that I created myself, and I can walk you through really quickly how to do that. So let me come back over here. I'm going to type a link into the chat here. It's ical.maru.com. And I'll walk you through exactly how I do this. So if I go here and I go, here we go. I go here. This is where we can create a new event. So a new event, this is going to be, you could do a recurring one here, right? Does it repeat? Or you could do one, right? If you do a single event, I believe our system actually like automatically creates a calendar event for that, for you to add it to your calendar. But if you wanted to create your own, you could do that here as well. So this is going to be maybe you want somebody to sign up for something that happens every week. So this would be a weekly wellness chat. And maybe I'm going to begin doing these on Tuesday evenings in May. How about I start doing that in May? Give myself some time. So beginning the 6th of May, and I'm going to do that in the evening. So let's say 6 p.m. And this will repeat weekly, every 1 week on Tuesdays. And I'm not giving it a date to end because I want to just do this in perpetuity into the future. Here's where we can put the description. You want to put the location here is going to be the URL for your Zoom. So this is where you would actually want to come down here to your Zoom meetings and create a recurring event for your weekly wellness chat. So here's actually a weekly workshop. I'll get the link from right here. Just assume we've already made one. I put that in both the location and the URL. So join us each week for a deep dive into a wellness topic to help you live better every day. Right, so I'm going to save. And it's right here. And then when what I can do now is check that and export it. And I'm going to download it to my device. All right, now I can add an alert, which I want to remind an hour before. And maybe I'll give a day before as well. They're going to be busy. And I'm going to keep this, I'm just going to leave none here. I think like the privacy settings automatically private. And then I'm going to agree and download. So now what I can do, it's in my downloads. I'm going to come back over here to GetOiling and I'm going to put it in my files. So I'm going to go to Files, select or drop, and then you can see this is right here. I'm going to retitle it actually before I import it in. So rename, this is the weekly wellness, and upload. Right? So this is now a file. Now this can be linked in a campaign. It could be sent out via an email or text. But this is the thing that you actually clicked in the email that you received for this call that you're on right now. And so if you are someone who's offering something weekly, that's the way that you're going to set that up. Okay. Desiree asked, is it illegal in some countries to do that if they didn't give their specific consent? So a couple of things. There are marketing platforms. So let's just say, for instance, you were using MailChimp, right? If you put someone's information into your MailChimp that you use to like mail out all of your promotional stuff, or Flowdesk or whatever, to mail out all of your promotional stuff, yes, without their consent, you are breaking the law. We have, with GetOiling, the ability to send out newsletters and marketing materials, but we are also at our core a contact manager. right? So taking them and putting them into your database doesn't mean that you're going to be sending them unsolicited messages. That would be a problem, right? So if once you get her email address, you still need to get her specific consent before you apply a campaign to her or send her a promotional message, right? You do need to get her permission, which is what the landing pages feature and using the pages with page forms is really for, right? So if we go over here to, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over to landing pages here. If you're using a landing page, maybe for instance, for the weekly tips that we create for you to send out to your customers, by the way, if you didn't know that, we do create monthly content for you to send out to leads and customers. This would be an example of where somebody could provide consent for receiving a weekly email from you, right? And you want to be promoting this widely, right? If you have one of these, if you have this landing page that we've made for you, you put this in your about on your socials, right? Put this in those about sections everywhere you show up. Hi, Julia. Would you like to come out to talk? I see your hand up. Let me know. I can bring you out to chat. Okay, perfect. Hey, how can we help?
Yes, hi.
Okay,
I was just wondering, I'm brand new into GetOiling. I've tried the website actually probably like 3 years ago.
okay,
My friend just referred me to your website. She's like, you should try it. And I was super confused. Like I was
okay.
trying to do my landing page and everything, and I was like overwhelmed, and I just dropped everything. But now listening to your lives and everything, I like the idea, and this is actually what I'm looking for. I was just wondering, do you guys offer an assistant? Because I'm not a savvy tag. I'm just like so bad with all the online things and like whatever you've been showing. I'm like, okay, it's a little overwhelming for me. So I was just wondering if you do offer some assistance. For example, if I say, okay, I need this and this to be done, can somebody do it for me?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's getoiling.com/concierge. So if you would like to hire someone to handle it for you, that is something that our team is able to do either on a project basis or like if you needed like a recurring VA type service, then that's an option as well. And we do have smaller, like more intimate settings as well if you wanted to work one-on-one to just kind of get some systems established. So let me show you a couple of options here. Everywhere that you're going to want to know to go to is going to be in one place. So if you're in GetOiling, go to the Success Academy and there's a tab here that says Get Help from a Real Person. The group help
Hmm.
call is a small call that Pam offers, I believe once a week, maybe more often than that, I'm not sure. But this is a really great opportunity if you need hands-on help and you don't want to sit through the first half of me teaching on a Thursday and you want to just get straight to it. These are a great option. But right here, hire our team. You can go here, learn more about the team, and then you just fill out a form and you're just going to schedule a brief consult with some number of members of our team, and they'll figure out the best solution that they could offer you for what it is that you need. And those recommendations could vary from a project to like an ongoing VA type service.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I just find this on your Get Oiling website.
Yeah. Once you sign up, and we do have a free trial option or $1 for your first month. Both of those are great options with us to get started. But yeah, once you're in here in the Success Academy, you
Mhm.
just go right here to get help from a real person. You can hire our team. Another option is getoiling.com/concierge, and you can just go straight there and set up a time with the team.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your help. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. Thanks for coming up. All right, Desiree says, how can you see the difference in clients who did give you consent and the ones who did not? So this is actually something that is done with tags, right? So this is segmenting your list. So when we're segmenting our list, we are creating a differentiation between who's who, right? So if we go to our contacts, there's a few different ways to do this. So from our filters, we actually have a built-in. So if you are uploading your VO file from Young Living, it's actually going to automatically apply a category to your contacts who are your customers. So you can actually go in here and look for product customer or brand partner, right? And you can actually filter for your people who are VO uploads, which we can see right here. And you could also see based on that upload whether or not maybe they have loyalty rewards or essential rewards, depending on where you are, right? And so you can see all of that information. Now, you'll also be able to see who has said yes to different types of communications with you based on the tags that you're using in your landing pages or your pages. So just as an example, if I go back over to that landing page that I was demonstrating previously, the one that we've provided to you guys for the weekly content, that is the Tip Tuesday. So I'm going to type in tip. Here we go. So this page, if someone opts in on, why is this not opening? Here we go. So when someone says, yes, I want tips, and they fill this out, they're not just going into your contact manager. There's another thing that's happening. When they're opting in, they're being tagged right here with weekly wellness tips. So when you are going to send out a new campaign to people who are subscribed to the weekly wellness tips, this is how you know who they are, right? So you are very rarely ever going to go to your dashboard. Let me go right here. Go to your dashboard, send an email, text, or app notification. Maybe I want to send a broadcast out. You are rarely ever, or I would actually recommend that you never, you're never going to just move forward without choosing a tag, right? You always want to find the tag. So maybe you have a newsletter tag that you apply to everyone who signs up for some kind of a lead magnet or a newsletter that you offer, right? Or if they're signed up to receive blog updates, etc. So you just want to make sure when someone is signing up for something that there's a tag associated with it, and that you're applying that tag to your search before you send out those communications. And again, the thing that creates a differentiation here between adding someone to a database without consent for a mail service like Flowdesk or MailChimp and us is that you can send, from a contact manager perspective, completely legally a single email or a single text off to that person, right? There's a difference between sending an email, which you can do through us, and sending a broadcast to many, right? So an email one-to-one is going to fall into a different category of communication than a promotional email that you might send to 100 people, including that one person. So in that case, you're going straight to that person, right? So if I go and find, here we go. I'm going to find this lead in the system. And if I wanted to send this person an email, I could just send them a direct message. And this isn't in violation of anything whatsoever. I could even text them because I'm texting them personally. And I could, I could reach out directly that way. This one doesn't have a phone number, so it doesn't have a text option up here. Now, if I wanted to, let me see, these are all my tags. So maybe I wanted to find everybody who has signed up for my weekly wellness tips and I want to send them an invitation to a live event. I would go over to my dashboard and I would filter for that tag, right? So I would go here, I would type in weekly wellness tips, and I would write an email or a text to go out to however many people are on that list. All right, Marinus says, in that landing page, the Tuesday tips, I would like to revise it to just show the first part, and I've not been able to. Can you show how to get rid of the bottom two sections? So Marinus, what I would do, because the landing page feature in GetOiling is deliberately a little bit more of a reduced functionality feature. It's just a simplified feature. What I would do is maybe in two different windows, right? So I would open up to edit this landing page. So you can see this here. And then I would, in another window, go back to the GetOiling dashboard and create a new landing page. Right, so I'm going to add new. And then here you would just use a simple short form. See, this one is using a multi-part, right? It's I think the longest form possible, which is this one. This simple 3-part form is what's being used. And this is just the bottom part, right? So if you want a really simple approach here, then you could, just use this simple short form. If you want to grab the image that I'm using here, you could even go to view this page and save this image to downloads. And then essentially what you're going to be doing is swapping out what's here with what you want to use, right? So there's the image, and then you could go in and add this here, right? And you do want to make sure that you are um, going into your settings here, showing the message after registration. If you choose, again, you may want to go in and copy what's here, change it to your liking, etc. So essentially, Marinus, what you would be doing is creating a new landing page, but you would be copying over whatever it is that you would like to keep from the original one. How do we find that Tip Tuesday landing page? Yeah, Lori, if you don't have it yet, let me show you exactly where to go. And that is on the GetOiling blog, right? So I'm going to actually share with you if you want to get started for May, it is time to get that going. There is a training video here in this blog post. It's got everything that you need, right? So this walks you through exactly what the steps are. There is the landing page resource bundle, which is right here. And then, of course, we've got the resource bundle for that campaign that has the weekly email that will go out to your customers and or leads. And of course, everything that it talks about, including the products and the specific tips and topics. Awesome. Yeah, I hope you guys get started using that. And this is something, this is ongoing. We started offering that weekly content for you to use just a couple months ago. And it is queued up and ready to go. And we've got many, many, many more months of it there for you. It's totally free if you're using GetOiling at any plan level. If you're worried about being able to engage and connect and get Young Living out there in front of your customers and maybe even some of your leads, we've got that handled for you as well. So all in one place. You don't have to have 5 different services. You don't have to subscribe to 20 different things, learn 20 different things. You can really just use one thing at a time, focusing on your connection, true connection and engagement with your people, keeping up with them in the contact manager. And then as you need them, you can use all of these incredible features that are built into GetOiling. You don't have to use everything all at once. You can get your money's worth, I promise you, by just using the contact manager in the beginning, and then just adding on an event here, a campaign there, etc. And of course, we are here every week to help you. We've got an incredible team that responds to all the emails. 2 of them folks are right here on this call, being amazing. Julie, Colin, good to have you guys here today. And yeah, thanks you guys for being here. This week we'll be back same time next week. Get started with those Tip Tuesday email campaigns and the landing page if you don't have it already. It really does take a lot off your plate in terms of keeping people engaged. And let's go start using Facebook smarter. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care, everybody.